Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Boys, we got a big one coming up on Saturday night. Tennessee, South Carolina, the revenge game. It's been circled on the calendar all off season long. I know some of you guys are scared. Some of you guys are nervous. Some of you guys are anxious, and I get it. I understand. Kind of been a Jekyll and Hyde type of football team this year, but there is a reason that Tennessee is favored by 11. But now, something I want to talk about is the health status of Joe Milton. Josh Heupel talked about it yesterday at the podium. Of course, this picture was floating around on Twitter over the weekend. Joe Milton apparently in the UT Medical Center getting an MRI. Josh Heupel in his comments specifically mentions this photo, says it's normal. That's what we do. We got to make sure our players are dialed in. They're healthy. They're ready to go on Saturday night. So we will get into it. We're going to talk about that. But again, it is a big one, man. Rolling out dark mode. Now the rumors are, is it checker Neyland? Is it a dark out? Do we go checker with black and orange? What do you guys say? I want to see a blackout. I think that would be a really good look for a late night game against South Carolina. Look, we finally saw this offense start clicking last week against UTSA, and I get it. I understand the opponent, but the bottom line is they were going quick. They were playing with tempo. You got Joe involved in the running game early, but then he tweaks the knee and kind of falls off the cliff, kind of goes downhill. The offense sputters for a couple of drives there in the third quarter. Eventually they bounce back. They pull away. They win 45-14. But which offense are we going to see? Which quarterback are we going to see? We're going to take a listen to Josh Heupel's comments, but as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, and easy. It does help this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you. We talk with you. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network for the fans, by the fans. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I'm going to be live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, we play a little NCAA football. Don't let that distract you. Don't let that stop you from coming and hanging out, because we talk Tennessee football all night long. Again, live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come check it out. We'll be live Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, Friday morning, 10 a.m., and then an hour before kickoff on Saturday and immediately following the game. All right, enough plugs and shills. Let's get into it. Let's take a listen. Of course, Josh Heupel met with the media yesterday. He was asked specifically about the health of Joe Milton. Let's take a listen, and let's put on our tinfoil hats and dig in deep to some of the things that Josh Heupel says here. Let's take a listen.
I know Joe went back in the game after the knee injury the other day. You thought he was fine. He said he was fine after the game. Did anything change injury-wise over the last 48 hours?
Yeah, I can't believe it took this long to get that question. So for us, I know there's a picture out there, but for us, routinely on Sundays, we're going to make sure that our players are healthy. We have a diagnosis inside and with our doctors, but we're going to make sure that medically they check up on them as well. And Joe's been good, feels good. He was with us today, so anticipate him being ready to go play really well.
So again, a couple of things there. Number one, very normal, right? When the picture started floating around social media of Joe going in for the MRI, that is very normal, especially in 2023, the way college football is now. That was no surprise. That didn't really put any fear into me. On top of that, what does Josh Heupel say? We've got a diagnosis, so there is something wrong with the knee. Is it a deep bruise? Is it a meniscus? What is it? There's something there with Joe. We know that. We anticipated that based on the way that he went down, and then the way it follows up. The last thing he says is that we anticipate Joe Milton to play. Now, to me, if Joe Milton's 100% healthy, you ask Josh Heupel, yeah, we got him checked out. Everything's clean. He's good to go on Saturday. That's the response, not the he anticipates. But again, when we talk about Josh Heupel and injuries, we're never going to get the truth or the full story, right? He's always very protective. We've seen that with Cooper Mays, a guy that we're hoping we see out there on Saturday a little bit, but we've heard multiple times over the last couple of weeks he's at the top of the depth chart. We expect him to go, and then there's no Cooper Mays. So you never know really what you're getting with Josh Heupel, but some interesting things. I'm curious what you guys think in the comments section. You'll say Boogie's got his tinfoil hat on. Maybe I do, but you've got a diagnosis, so something's there, and then he anticipates Joe will play. So that's not a 100% solid answer. Joe, for me, needs to be healthy on Saturday. We saw the play fall off, right? Before the injury, 14 of 19 for 156 yards through the air, 89 yards rushing, 3 total touchdowns. Finished the day off 18 of 31 for 209 yards, still kept that 89 yards rushing and 3 total touchdowns. Joe was off. And, you know, we've talked about the problem with Joe is his consistency. He's not been consistent the entire time at Tennessee. And we can take a look at some numbers. And listen, guys, when I say I'm going to take a look at stats and then I immediately follow it up and say stats don't always tell the full story, or I talk about the schedule and how really Florida's the only team that's tested us, and then you guys come and point out, well, Boogie's stats don't tell everything, and we've only played Florida. I get it. Listen to the full context of the conversation, but I'm just taking a look at some numbers here. I thought Joe was pretty good against Virginia. Finished today at 70% completion percentage, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't think Joe's ever going to be a guy that goes out there and puts this team on his back, throws for 350 or 400 yards and 5 touchdowns and leads you to victory. I just don't think that's who Joe's going to be. The Austin Peay game, 63.6% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, threw for 228, but I thought he struggled in that Austin Peay game. And it wasn't just Joe. It was Joe. It was the wide receivers. That's where the narrative started, that something's missing from this offense. They're not in sync. It's not clicking. They're not going as fast as we're used to seeing. They go down to the swamp. Joe, completion percentage continues to drop, down to 58.8%, 2 touchdowns, threw the interception against Florida. I get it. He was pressured. He was hit in the face, trying to make a play, had a guy wide open across the middle of the field. Blame him, blame the offensive line, whoever you want to blame. Bottom line is he did throw the interception. He struggled again in the swamp. And then you follow it up with UTSA. Again, Jekyll and Hyde, he had such a fast start. Joe started so fast in that game. But again, we've seen week by week that completion percentage fall off. If we're going to beat South Carolina on Saturday night, it could be a shootout. Could very well be a shootout. They can't run the football. They're really bad running the football. They can't protect Spencer Rattler. But somehow, some way, Spencer Rattler is putting up Heisman-type numbers. So this thing could end up in a shootout on Saturday night. This could be a situation going back to like the Ole Miss game in 2021. Whoever has the football last is going to go win the football game. So the question is, if you've got your tinfoil hat on and there's a diagnosis for Joe Milton, and we anticipate he's going to play, but he doesn't, is the young freshman Nico Iamaleava, is he ready? Is it his time? A lot of us have been chanting Nico. A lot of us have been wanting Nico. We didn't want it to happen this way, but is this the story? Is this what we're going to be talking about years from now when we're talking about a legendary quarterback? Oh, my gosh, can you believe Boogie just said Nico's a legendary quarterback? He's not even played a snap. I think he has the potential. And the argument to that, a lot of people in the chat want to argue and say he's not ready. How do you know he's not ready? Have you ever seen him? Have you been to practice? Do you know what he understands? Do you know what he grasps? Do you know how much of a hold he has on this offense? No, you don't, and neither do I. Nobody knows, but we want to speak an absolute fact and say Nico's not ready. Let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say about Nico coming out of fall camp and whether or not the true freshman is ready. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I think he's ready to play at a really high level. All young quarterbacks, you know, it's different when you get out there and it's live bullets and you don't have a red jersey on. But feel really good about where he's at. Command of our offense, being a really sound decision maker, fundamentally being able to get himself in a good position to be consistently accurate with the ball. You know, I like what he's done. Yeah, as a young man coming into a program, understanding the standards that we have here, but the demands of playing quarterback at this level, being able to start to grasp and understand what's going on from us up front, protections, defensive structure, being able to see and recognize, anticipate, and see post snap rotations from the back end. At the end of the day, controlling his job and having his eyes in the right spot. He's a dramatically different player than he was in spring ball. Love the steps that he took in the spring too. His football team's got a lot of trust in him.
So we're talking about the number 1 player in the country, 5-star quarterback. A lot of people saying he's going to end up being a generational talent. He's a guy that you're expecting to come to Tennessee for 3 years and then go off to the NFL. He's not going to redshirt. We've already established that. Josh Heupel's established that. Is it time for Nico Iamaleava? And again, this is not the way we wanted it to happen, but I have some concerns about Joe. The knee injury looked nasty, and I get it. He finished out the game. Kudos to him. I kind of argued with Coach Jay saying he didn't like the way Nico ran out of the tent. I like it. I like a dude that's hurt, that's banged up, but he says, nope, I'm going out there and I'm going to play football. But is he 100%? Is he healthy? Are we going to see Nico Iamaleava on Saturday night? You guys jump into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. But those comments from Josh Heupel sure do tell me that Nico is ready to go? Is this his opportunity? We're going to find out. As always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. It is quick, free, and easy. Also, go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. If you forget that link, you're wondering where you grab the merch, the link is in the description of this video. You go right down below, hit that description. You can see the link where you can go pick up the merchandise. And also, if you want to support this channel, if you like the live streams, the videos, the members of this channel, you guys are what give me the opportunity to do content every single day. Do this as a job. I'm grateful to you. You want to be a part of that, hit the join button down below. It's right beside subscribe. It says join. You hit that. You can give as little as $1 a month. If you can afford $1, you enjoy the content, I would greatly appreciate it. You give a little bit more, you're interested in fan call-in shows, some of the perks and benefits you get there. Check that out. We would greatly appreciate that support. But if not, hey, smash the thumbs up because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.